Nameplates can seriously change the way you play WoW, and now with 11.2, it's time to give viewers a proper upgrade. Nameplates 11.2 is now live, fully functional with all of the dungeons from Season 3, the new raid, the new delve, and it comes with all of the features you already know and love, like the phase indicator for bosses, the Enraged mod where you see mobs being changed with their nameplate color to orange with a suit text on, the mob percentage contribution, the interrupt ready at the mark mod, and so many other features, not to mention some cool upgrades with coloring and stacking as well. Just for a quick refresher, let's break down the color coding for plates in Nameplates 11.2. The bosses are always marked with a medium blue nameplate, making it instantly clear who the most important enemy in the encounter is. High priority mobs you'll want to burn down fast are shown in a dark orchid purple, keeping things visually grouped with bosses but still easy to distinguish. Mobs with must interrupt casts are highlighted with a bold deep pink, while those that need crowd control are tagged in deep sky blue for quick recognition. When a key cast is going off, you'll see an orange cast bar with a glowing outline. Super hard to miss, and if your interrupt is available, that cast bar will also have a green border so you know it's your time to shine. If that spell goes off and you had a kick ready, well, that one is on you. We also show the targeted player's name right inside the cast bar, so if you see your name pop up and there's no interrupt in sight, that's your cue to hit a defensive. Frontal attacks are clearly marked with a light blue cast bar, so you're never caught by surprise when one is coming your way. So what is new in Nameplates 11.2? Well, we've firstly fully integrated support for several dungeons, including the Echo del Maldani, the Halls of Attunement, Tazavesh Streets of Wonder, and Tazavesh Solia's Gambit. This includes updated mob coloring, cast bar highlights, and visuals for stuns and all types of CC and interrupts, and we've updated the information to the War Within dungeons in Season 3, like Dawnbreaker, Arakara, Operation Floodgate, and Priority of the Sacred Flame. We're continuing to work on mob percentage tracking for Mythic Plus, and while some values are still being calibrated, it's functional now and will receive regular updates as the patch moves forward. Initial mods for the upcoming raid are already working and have been tested on the PTR, and more adjustments will roll out as the testing continues, so always make sure to keep an eye on our Discord for live patch notes. But bottom line, all of the Season 3 dungeons and the raid are color-coded and cast bar color-coded, and everything works neatly for you to see and play to the best of your ability by using the Nameplates. The profile has tons of great features, and in case you never used it, here are just a couple of them. The personal resource display. Now, you can see your own resource directly on your target's nameplate, tucked in neatly at the bottom right. It's color-coded per spec, like red for Warrior Rage, cyan for Runic Power, blue for Mana, yellow for Rogue Energy, and so on. If you don't want this to show up, just go into your player settings, into modding, and from here scroll until you see the Mo Resource mod. Uncheck it, then type in your chat/reload, and it's gone. Secondary resources like Holy Power runes and combo points are also shown, but if you already track those with weak auras, you can disable them in the player settings under combo points, use player resources. Just uncheck that. Personal resource display was a suggestion from one of our patrons, James Blunt, and after a few iterations, it's now part of the default setup. Patrons make this player profile possible, and they do receive priority support if they encounter any issues, and they also take part directly in shaping the features and look of the profile. Now, this is not required, but if you like the profile and would like to support its future development and so on, check out patreon.com/MarcelianOnline. There's tons of cool perks you can get in there, early access to builds for the Nameplates profile, our new weak auras as well, not to mention, quirky stuff like bloopers from our videos, early access to videos, and hey, if you want to go there, a 4K wallpaper with your main for your desktop, which I believe they look really cool. So, but that doesn't, it's not important. Just go ahead on patreon.com/MarcelianOnline and check it out. See if there is something there for you. We've also expanded our aggro logic, so if you're tanking and a shaman drops a greater earth elemental or druid summon strengths, those mobs will now shift to a light aqua blue nameplate when they grab threat, so you won't panic trying to taunt back. If you're playing tank and you lose aggro, usually the nameplates turn to red, right? And if you're a DPS and you take aggro, same thing, the nameplates turn to red. Well, once again, if you have a sort of pet taking aggro, they're gonna go to like the aqua blue and nobody needs to panic. Bosses and dungeons in raids now include subtle white line indicators to show key phase points. Like, for example, Solia's 40% HP mark where she goes into power overwhelming. You know, that part where you need to position on the relics, or where Speaker Shadow Crown and Dawnbreaker will cast Darkness comes. So you know you'll have to mount up and get the fuck out of there. This also works on selected mobs like the light spawn in Priory of the Sacred Flame. The indicator shows when it's about to stop attacking and explode, so you know, move the mobs out of there. It's clean, not intrusive, and super helpful for positioning. Needless to say, it also indicates all different phases from the bosses in the raid as well. We fine-tuned how Purges show up, so if you're on a spec with Purge, like Mage, Priest, or Shaman, purgeable buffs will glow on the right of the nameplate. It's distinct but not noisy, and we deliberately avoided extra flashing or nameplate color changes to keep it from overlapping from the Enraged visuals, you know, the mod we have for Enraged mobs, which these are more aggressive and still change the Enraged mob's nameplate to a vibrant orange, and also has a soothe text flashing on the top right. Very important for the hunters and rogues and druids out there who can, you know, soothe, dispel the enrage. When it comes to the names you're gonna see on your nameplates, by default, these names are shortened for a cleaner look. But if you prefer seeing full names, you can now simply enable the full name mod in your player settings under modding. Scroll down, make sure you check it, and also be sure to disable the last name only mod as well. Do this and you're done. And also do a /reload after this. That should be good. Any change you do to player, make sure you make a /reload as well. We've also made further polish passes for 11.2, including like better nameplate textures and selection highlights, smoothed nameplate stacking on larger pools. It should be better stacked when you have big pools. Obviously, when you're gonna have like 20 mobs, it's always gonna be problems, but we try our best and constantly iterate on those. We've also made sure that we have consistent sizing across all classes, so no more weird scaling differences between casters and melees, and we adjusted the color palette for improved readability across different zones and dungeons and delves and stuff like that. If you use BigWigs and your icon positioning gets wonky after importing MoPlater, just go into /BigWigs, and over here you're gonna have nameplates. Select a test target, usually a target dummy, and move the icon using the position sliders. Or if you prefer not to see these icons at all, head into your player settings under boss mods and uncheck enabled. Now, how do we install and configure MoPlater 11.2? Well, first of all, make sure you have the Plater add-on installed, and that will be linked in the description. After you installed it, in-game, type in chat /Plater to open up the add-on. After that, go to the wago.io link below in the description and copy the import string for MoPlater 11.2. Go back into the game, and in Plater, under Profiles, click Import Profile and hit a Ctrl-V. After you do this, it usually will reload your game automatically, but if it doesn't, just /reload in your chat and you're set. If you want to tweak the nameplate colors, like maybe you want those mobs with important casts to show up in aqua instead of the pink, for example, here's how you do it. In your Plater settings, head over to NPC colors and names, scroll down until you find the entries using deep pink, then click the drop down next to them. From here, just scroll to the color options, find aqua or whichever color you prefer, hold shift and click apply. This will make sure that all the mobs that were color coded with deep pink will now be changed to aqua. Same idea works for cast bars too. If you'd prefer frontal casts to show up in a different color, let's say, I don't know, lime green instead of like the shaman blue, head over to cast colors and names, Find the entry for the frontals, usually you have to know the name of those. Open the color dropdown, select your new shade while holding shift, and you're good to go. Easy. If you're looking to adjust the sizes of your nameplates, head over to the general settings, scroll all the way down to health bar appearance, and from here you can tweak the width and height sliders to your liking. You'll also find options to change textures and background layers the nameplates sit on in case you want to give them a different feel. Now, speaking of textures, our profile adds a custom one to your selected target, so it stands out better. But if you want to swap that texture out or maybe shrink it down a bit, just go to the Target tab right here. Right at the top, you'll find Target Overlay Texture, where you can pick a different one. Just to the right, there's a scale slider, so if it feels too large or too small, you can dial it in exactly how you like it. You can also fine-tune buffs and debuffs shown on their nameplates under the Buff Settings tab right here. You've got Aura Size Frame 1 and Frame 2. That's where you control the size of the icons. And a bit further down, you can manage which auras appear or not. These are just the essentials to get you started with customization, but of course, Plater has a ton more to offer. If you ever wanted to dig deeper or ran into something confusing, hop onto our Discord and drop your questions in the Plater channel. We're always happy to help. We've poured tons of hours into making this Plater profile fully functional for Season 3. And if you find it useful or you enjoy it or you want to see it being developed even further, as always, make sure to check out patreon.com/MarcelianOnline, which, by the way, we salute and send a big and warm thank you to the Patreons for making this Plater profile possible together with our weakers as well. And hey, click this video if you want to explore all of our recommended add-ons. You know, the ones you see in the videos and the streams, it's all of them right there with how to set them up and why we use them. Must watch. Click.